guys, Queen of Flannel here. Welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, I thought that we would take a look at Karolina Kubikowska's new book. So if you watched my video from Monday, I mentioned that I had picked this up, and there was some requests for a flip through of it. So I pulled a couple of the other books just for comparison, but let me talk real quick about this book. So there are a couple different editions of it. Each of them is slightly more expensive and comes with some extra little goodies. I do not remember off the top of my head what all each edition comes with. I know that one of them has multiple different types of paper in it. So I just got the standard single book, and it with shipping, since it came from Poland, it was a little on the pricey side. Now, Karolina used to sell out of or off of her website, and it looks like at some point in the recent past that she got rid of her website and is doing the majority of her selling off of her Etsy. She also has like digital prints of some unique artwork that aren't in her books, and I believe so I actually have, this was her last one that came out, was Rising, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I did not plan this out. I am so sorry, you guys. I'm trying to remember how many books back she has up on her website, or if it's just the more recent. But I will link to her Etsy shop down below, and if you want to check it out, it will be there for you. So this is On the Other Side of the Dream. This is probably her most popular and well-known book. I've done quite a few pictures in this book, and so Circle of Nature is, I'm not going to be able to get it on the screen, I don't believe. I'm trying to see how. Yeah, I can't zoom out far enough, but the thickness looks like there's about the same amount of images in both of these books, and they are the same size, this square hardback format. I actually like the square, the smaller books. So this one was a special click bound edition, so you can actually take the images out, which is nice. And this one is also single-sided. Paper in these, let me go ahead and get Rising out of the way, and we'll focus on just these two. Paper in these books it's a nice toothy cardstock. Now, I find her images lend themselves really well to like ink tints, ink, just the style of her artwork. And let me just, so I actually think that Circle of Nature's paper is a little bit thinner, at least this this edition. It's a little bit thinner than On the Other Side of the Dream. But we will go ahead and take a look. Now, I have peeked through this, and I debated whether or not I was going to say anything, because personally I don't really care. It's art. There is some light nudity in this book. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that, just as a forewarning. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. Okay, so we've got the title page, Nature. It is something that soothes my soul, fills me with inspiration, and keeps my mind clear. I am one to believe that we are not simply in nature, we are nature, but we became very disconnected from ourselves because of the constant everyday rush in our modern world. I think that to heal ourselves and our planet, which is in such a crisis right now, we must get back in touch with our mother, our source, which is Earth. That is why I started to draw these little circles representing how I feel when I am grounded, when I am open and still, listening to the rustle of leaves and the singing of birds above my head. Those are the times that I am the happiest, whether I'm looking at water or submerged in the deep greenery of the woods. I feel the most at home. These illustrations are meant for you to open and contemplate when you have a moment for yourself, to interpret with colors that speak to you best and to make them your own. They are my little insights into the soul while strolling on an unknown dirt path, smelling herbs and wildflowers. Come into that world and reconnect with the magnificent nature we are part of. Karolina. I'm not going to read the words from the publisher, but she's got an example here. If you follow her on Instagram, she shares a lot of her coloring process of her images over there, and I believe she uses a lot of watercolor and ink. It's really cool seeing some examples of her work colored in. She has a very unique style, and it is not for everyone, but I really enjoy working in her books. There is a three-part series. I will pop the link to part 1 up in the corner. It was something that I did way back when I first started my channel, and it was in Ticket to Dreams? No, not Ticket to Dreams. Either way, there is a 3-part video series on the channel that I did working in one of her other books. Okay, so now we get into, let me see. Okay, so this is the only one here that we have like a side-by-side like this. And again, this is a pretty thick, nice cardstock. It's got some tooth to it. I haven't worked in the book yet, so I can't tell you in terms of media how it'll hold up to water. But maybe this will, maybe we will work in this for our next projects. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do for my next actual like coloring video. So. And the pages are single-sided, so if you wanted to use markers, you could. You're just going to want to put some paper behind, obviously, because it's going to bleed through. I don't think I would use my markers in this, but that's just me. This is pretty. I kind of want to get my ink tints out. Or maybe we'll play with watercolor pencils. I actually have some of the Tim Holtz Distress watercolor crayons, pencils. Maybe we'll use those. I don't know. Anyways, back to the book. Keep flipping. I like that the images in this book are simple. You could probably finish a page in this in like a sitting or two. And as per most of her work, there's going to be a lot of crystals and mushrooms. That's a pretty common theme throughout Karolina's work. And see, this is one of the, there's a lot of this style um, that I think some people are kind of like off put by, like with the third eye or. Oh, this is pretty too. Okay, so bookmarking this one. I really like this. I could get out the sparkly watercolors. This one's pretty too. If there are any images that you see as we go along through this that you think you might want to see me do on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comments. It's just, her artwork is just different, and I really enjoy that. She's also a tattoo artist, so a lot of um, her illustrations she does for tattoos. Oh, this one's cute too. I mean, they're all like just gorgeous in their own unique Karolina way. I actually haven't looked through this whole book. I did, like I said, I peeked through, but this reminds me of something like from Alice in Wonderland, like with the singing flowers. I don't know, the face just makes me think of Alice in Wonderland. This was interesting. It took me a minute to figure out what this was. I was like, what is this cat's head in? But then I realized that it's part jellyfish. So, um, I think she did a lot of these illustrations uh, while she was pregnant. I know she just recently had a baby. Um, I like this one too. It kind of has like a mythographic vibe to it. But that's different. I like the ornate like uh design around the outside of this. It would be really fun to do in like some kind of antique like bronze, I think. So this is also a contender for first image in this book. Aw. So this this reminds me of, okay, so I know I've mentioned a few other times that I used to, I mean, I still occasionally live stream on Twitch, but I've switched over to art. But I used to stream games, and for a while my primary game was Dead by Daylight, which, if you've never heard of it, it is a asymmetrical horror game. So you have four players that are playing as survivors and one person that is playing as the killer character, and you have objectives to complete and whatnot, yada yada. But one of the characters, the killer characters in the game, is called the Huntress, and her backstory is that she uh, was a little girl living in Russia, and her and her mother were out one day hunting, and the mother ends up losing her life, and so the little girl is like on her own, and she kind of becomes this feral child. And the reason I bring that up is because there is a Russian lullaby that has something to do with sleep little children, or the wolves will come, which is really creepy. But like, really, when you think about it, a lot of like those nursery rhymes and little sing song things are have some really dark like undertones to them. And total segue story time. I just that's what this image reminded me of. I believe it's called, and I'm sure someone will correct me, Babushki Bayou um, is the name of the lullaby. I'm sure I didn't pronounce it like 100% correctly, um, but yeah, just total aside. And now like this image is kind of on my uh, top contender list as well. Lots of rabbits in here. I think she has pet rabbits. I'm fairly certain she has some pet rabbits because she did um, a postcard series called Bunny Stories, and I'm fairly certain she talked about her bunnies in there. And we did a whole thing on this channel, and I told about my bunnies. So there's so many, like, just so many cool images in here that, like, and of course I say, like, I just want to color, like, the whole book, but there's tons of books on my shelf that I would love to just color the entire book, but very cool. This is neat too. Like, I think if I was to do this one, I would probably pick maybe two different colors to work with and just change the tonality throughout. Yeah, I like this one too. And in the back, we have a test your media page. This is nice. I don't think that we have these in any of her other books, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, if you wanted to see how water was going to behave on this paper before you committed to a page, there we go. And I was just trying to see. Usually, there's nothing in here about the like the weight of the paper, and I mean, I'm not a paper pro, so I can't tell you, and I don't want to give you a guesstimate, but if it's the same as what she's got in her other books, it's good quality paper. So yeah, so that is Circle of Nature by Karolina Kubikowska. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. I know we segued. I told I told some stories. But if there is anything in here, any particular images that you know spoke to you that you might want to see me do, like I said, feel free to let me know in the comments. I could probably put a poll up, pick a couple and narrow it down. But I have some other projects that I'm working on, and I don't know if I'll get to that. So just let me know if there's anything you want to see. And hopefully over the next few days I'll be able to start on a bigger project, actually get back into some full coloring for you guys. So thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, sub, hit the bell to get notified when I post additional content, because YouTube's algorithm is a little wonky. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much.